Internet. I'm Copyright Infringement.
And I'm Jake, but don't take my word for it.
Okay, today we're talking about an interesting topic. Some of you may have seen in the last week or so, LeVar Burton is being sued by the company that owns the rights to Reading Rainbow.
Not PBS.
Not PBS, a parent company, or not even a parent company, I'm sorry. PBS isn't a company.
Third-party
There's a third party that owns the concept to Reading Rainbow. Probably they're the company that was hired by PBS to develop the concept, and they own the actual concept. So, LeVar Burton is being sued by that third-party company for using the phrase, "but don't take my word for it," on his podcast.
Does he use it often?
I'm not positive. He might, but I know I've heard him say it before.
Yeah.
So it's something he has said before, and he's being sued for saying it.
Now, on face value, you think, well, LeVar Burton kind of gets to do that because he's the reason the thing is even said. He had a lot to do with the writing. He has writing credits on the show, right?
I would assume so. I don't know.
Yeah, and he was the host, and when you think Reading Rainbow, do you think everybody poops, or do you think LeVar Burton?
Right. Now, at face value, I would agree. This seems like a petty lawsuit. Really, let it go, whatever.
The first time you told me, I was like, well, fuck them. Who cares?
But I need to contextualize this a little bit and explain why LeVar Burton might have been kind of asking for a lawsuit here. Now, LeVar Burton, I don't know, seems like probably a nice guy, but over the past 5 or so years, you might have even seen the Kickstarter. There was a huge Kickstarter about this. Remember, he was trying to bring back, essentially, Reading Rainbow.
He doesn't own the rights to Reading Rainbow, though, right?
As a classroom resource. He doesn't own the rights to Reading Rainbow. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what he called it, or if he tried to call it Reading Rainbow or whatever. Or if he called it something else.
Rainbow of Reading with LeVar Burton.
Basically, LeVar Burton has been hinting at and pushing the boundaries of what he has the rights to and what he can and cannot do. He owns no rights to Reading Rainbow at all, as far as I understand. He was the guy who was in the show. And you can stretch concepts to a certain level.
Yeah.
Good example would be, I don't know about the word good example, but you know what I mean. Bill Nye Saves the World, for instance. Bill Nye, well, you may hate the show on Netflix, can go out and make as many science-based shows as he wants.
But he doesn't own the science guy.
But he does. There's a reason he can't call the show Bill Nye the Science Guy again, or anything. He can't call it Bill Nye does. He probably couldn't put science in the title at all without getting sued by Disney.
Right. Rick and Morty is very similar in that they obviously draw from Back to the Future and other like Bill and Ted-esque stuff.
Well, that's a parody, though.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. So, like, there's ways to do it legally, like Bill Nye does. Rick and Morty, obviously, it's not super close, but it's, you know, it's enough to be somewhere where some lawyer would go, "Can we sue him over this?" But like you can put stuff in a fantasy setting, but J.R.R. Tolkien's not going to be able to sue you. Here's the state.
Yeah. So, LeVar Burton, on the other hand, for the past couple of years, has been sort of skirting this line and using the Reading Rainbow brand to promote his own stuff and reading programs and stuff. And again, I have nothing against LeVar Burton on a personal level, but as someone who's dealt with copyright law personally, when you're doing anything, you need to take into consideration the rights of other people as well as yourself, because people who do own copyrights, they have the right on that property, and you don't get to do certain things with it, and that includes promoting your own brand using it. So, well, I'm not going to come on here and take necessarily the side of the company. I just wanted someone out there to be saying, listen, I know this sounds really, really petty on the part of the company that owns Reading Rainbow, but LeVar Burton has been stepping over this line and kind of going, what are you gonna do about it, for a couple years now?
Yeah.
Daring him to almost do something, seeing how much he can get away with, and I think this is finally the point we went, listen, we just gotta... I highly, highly doubt he has not received a cease and desist at some point. I'm sure they tried to play ball with him.
Yeah, I'm sure that LeVar Burton probably believes that he owns part of the character he played on that show.
And you know what? Morally, even, I could even say probably. But we're not talking about morally here.
But I even think, like, at a certain point, it seems like, did he ever pursue the rights to some of these things that he wants? Or did he just assume he had them?
I don't know.
That's the point. Like, so if context comes out like he's tried, it doesn't make him right. It makes him less of a dick, I guess. But the fact that he would be told, no, you can't have the rights, and then persisted, makes him a stupid less than a dick.
Yeah.
Because, like, once you're told, no, like, I'm sorry, that's the legalities of it. Like, when he signed his contract with Reading Rainbow and whoever the company was, he didn't know that it was going to be a cultural phenomenon.
No.
Like, Bob Ross got to own his shit because his name was on the fucking program. So, I don't know. I guess, I hope that because it's a copyright issue, people don't just swing to the side of LeVar Burton if he is wrong, because that hurts people like us when it comes to actual copyright issues, where it's not our fault.
Right. Fair use is very much a thing.
Right.
But just outright, there are lines. There are lines
like,
and
we
laws.
can say, by the way, we can say that.
But I'm also not purporting to...
But we're not fucking LeVar Burton. He's clearly trying to be like, oh yeah, Reading Rainbow, that was me, I'm Reading Rainbow. Don't take my word for it.
Clear, so you just have to prove he's trying to use this association to enrich himself in a way that he is not legally
Now,
allowed
what
to
we
do.
couldn't do is make a program on YouTube called Reading Rainbow. We can't play a character named LeVar Burton or hire a guy to play LeVar Burton because blackface is very uncool. And we couldn't do that. We would get sued into the ground.
Yeah.
Because that's their stuff, and that's kind of what he's doing, except he was the guy that was on the TV show, so it's like... Ugh!
Now, specifically on the claim of, now don't take my word for it, I'm pretty sure LeVar Burton would get cleared on that. I'm just saying, this particular complaint is the result of many, many other potential infractions.
I wouldn't be surprised if they settle out of court, and it's not that big, but he's banned from using some of these things. So if you are a listener of LeVar Burton on whatever media he puts out there, any content, it wouldn't shock me at all if his content changed a little bit after this is concluded. Because I can't imagine he'd win. If he does win, holy shit, we could do a lot more cool stuff.
I don't know. I'm just saying, I wanted to be out there so if anyone hears about this story, there are two sides to it, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Which is weird that I'm fucking defending a company and their copyright, considering the shit we went through with the fair use and whatnot.
But if it is their fair use, like, as content creators, we are also that.
Right.
We're both. We're both LeVar Burton and the company in this respect. So there is a line that you can't cross, and I believe, from what I can see, that if he didn't cross it, he punched at it, and he maybe threw some of his shit over on their side of the room, and like, get your laundry off my room. It was like a bad roommate situation. I don't know, man. It seems like that's gonna be a weird trial, and I hope we get to see what happens. I hope it's not sealed, because I'd be interested, because we're kind of
copyright
not fair use junkies, but we're definitely interested in the topic at this point.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see where that goes.
If the court expressly says to him specifically and in their ruling decides, LeVar Burton, as you are so closely associated with this, you cannot in a public forum or in like a commercial venture say the phrase, but don't take my word for it. That's not good for anyone. However, yeah, he probably needs to back off like a foot or two.
I don't know if they can say that, but I can believe they can say, like, anything that you make money off of, you can't.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said commercially.
Oh,
so.
Okay, yeah. But, I mean, like, just in daily use, like, sometimes you just say, don't take my word for it.
You can't. You can't.
Right, so
I don't know.
It'd be funny if you had, like, agents hiding in bushes waiting for him to use colloquial terms. Anyway, sorry, LeVar, if you're watching this. Also, I didn't really watch Reading Rainbow growing up that much.
I did. I like Reading Rainbow.
I was more of a Geordie guy.
I usually took his word for it. I wasn't much of a reader. Anyway.
Bad at his job, then.
Until next time. Here you go.
I'm Jake. I believe his daughter goes to Michigan State University.
Oh, well, that fact is irrelevant to my life. So I'm going to go ahead and dump that immediately.
All right.